Guns and knives were reported missing from the RV, as well as the victim's 2000 green Ford F-350 pickup truck carrying this license plate number. Kathleen Butane was shortly detained following the Utah University shooting, and Tuesday afternoon, Austin Butane turned himself into Utah police.
It's all taped off here, so I couldn't walk down the bike path, and I couldn't get out of the park here.
Tom Maris had been living in the RV park where the victim was found for 2 weeks now. He says he was hoping to strike a friendship with the victim, whom he shared similar interests with.
I'm very uneasy to see all this stuff going on.
Golden police tell me they've sent investigators over to Salt Lake City to interview Austin and his wife. We are live in Golden. Sally Mebdu, Denver 7.
Look at this. There's now a giant hole in the side of a house at 54th and Peoria after an SUV ran into that home earlier this afternoon. Fortunately, we're told no one's hurt. The driver, though, took off running on foot after that accident.
And on this Halloween evening, let's take a live look outside, shall we?
Yeah, trick-or-treaters getting ready to get out there and hit the sidewalk for that yearly quest for candy. It's really a daily quest for candy, but we allow it.
Yeah, sure.
We allow it on this day every year, right? Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson tracking the weather in the First Alert Weather Center.
So maybe get the kids out sooner rather than later. It's going to get a little cool out there.
Yeah, it'll dip down into the mid to upper 30s by about 8 o'clock, but at least there'll be no snow, no precipitation, just some high clouds out there. The next weather factor for us, this area that's in a Halloween color, that's a high wind warning that's in effect for tonight, starting at 9 o'clock through midnight tomorrow evening. In the foothills, gusts up to 75 miles per hour. We've already had some 75-mile-hour zephyrs up there over Berthoud Pass this afternoon. And so for this evening, winds increase in the foothills, high clouds, but dry for trick-or-treat. Temperatures low 40s, dropping into the mid to upper 30s. We have 70s in the 7-day. I'll share that with you. That's a treat. Coming up in just a bit.
It is a treat. Thank you, Mike. No more golf at Denver's City Park Golf Course until 2019. The course closes tonight and will stay that way for 2 years while a new stormwater drainage system is built. More than 250 trees will also be destroyed as part of it during construction. A 90-day jail sentence for sexual assault. That is what a former Arapahoe County teacher got, and plenty of people say it is pitifully lenient. Denver 7's Lance Hernandez is digging into why the sentence doesn't appear to match the crime. Lance?
Well, Shannon, prosecutors had asked for 3 years in prison. The judge gave him 90 days in jail instead, plus 5 years of sex offender probation and a requirement to register as a sex offender.
Zachary Timbrell, a former music teacher at Aurora's Vista Peak, pleaded guilty to attempted sexual assault on a child and sexual exploitation. His sentence, 90 days in jail. Online reaction was swift. One poster wrote, 90 days? What a joke. Another wrote, if this were my daughter, he'd better be ready to duck on day 91. Ridiculous.
With sex assault cases, that happens a lot.
The executive director of the Blue Bench, Denver's Sexual Assault Prevention Center, says there should be minimum mandatory sentences in cases like this.
I understand cases are different, but the reality is when someone chooses to commit a sexual assault, it's a crime.
Prosecutors say Timbrell used his power as a teacher to have an ongoing sexual relationship with a 17-year-old student, that he committed sexual acts at the school and at hotels out of town. During his sentencing hearing, the victim read a statement saying, "The man is a sexual predator and has changed my life forever. It cannot be forgotten or swept under the rug or treated with just a few months in therapy." Timbrell also agreed to give up his teaching license.
Does that mean he won't find a job teaching in another state? None of us know that.
Now, the judge noted that Timbrell took responsibility for his actions to an extent rarely seen by other offenders. The former teacher said he regretted the hurt he caused the victim and his own family. He has a wife and 2 children.
Lance Hernandez tonight. All right. Thanks so much, Lance.
In case you missed it, 1 week from tonight is election night. This is a municipal election, so a lot of bond issues, school board elections, but important ones. So if you haven't gotten a ballot yet in the mail, you need to check with your county clerk's office. And there is a new wrinkle in the Colorado governor's race. Tom Tancredo is now running as a Republican candidate. The former congressman and one-time third-party candidate for the office is outspoken on the issue of immigration. He says it's those extreme views that are going to win him the race.
I have to be, I have to win a primary, and then I will probably be up against the most extreme candidate the Democrats have ever put up. And so, baby, if you think I'm extreme, wait till you see what Polis is.
Tancredo says he is planning to shake things up both locally and nationally. And today we learned Democrat State Representative Dave Young is running for state treasurer. The current treasurer, Walker Stapleton, is one of the Republican candidates for governor that Tancredo is up against.
Only on Denver 7. For the very first time tonight, we are hearing from the family of a 2-year-old boy just tragically killed in a hit and run.
That accident happened right in front of the family's home on 156th Avenue and LePan Street, not far from I-25 and Northwest Parkway. That's where Denver 7's Jennifer Kovaleski is live.
And Jen, the family is urging drivers slow down over there.
Shannon and Teresa, the family wants to prevent this tragedy from happening to anyone else. The speed limit here on 156th Avenue is 30 miles per hour. The family says that cars fly down this road, creating a danger for kids. Not far from where little Tenzin was killed.
He's, my best buddy, and it's very sad.
A sign in loving memory, with a message for other drivers.
Please drive safe.
It's still hard for Tenzin's dad to walk back to this corner.
Every day I just want to see this corner, how that happened to my son.
But at the same time, it's the only memory he has left.
Hope nobody need to go through this. This is not easy.
Which is why the family wants to make sure other kids in the neighborhood are safe and drivers slow down.
People drive so fast. Just forget that, kids.
Family members say a car hit little Tenzin as he ran out of the home last month to look for his grandma. At the time, the driver took off, but later turned himself in.
Really, people not watching or people's not really be careful.
Well, investigators don't know if speed played a role. Neighbor Bonnie Baxter witnessed the crash.
It's a raceway.
And urged the sheriff's office to put in this mobile radar. Deputies have also been out issuing tickets along 156th Avenue.
Wanted something good to come out of something bad. That was kind of my first goal, and I thought, I don't want his death to be in vain.
A crackdown on speeding drivers.
Before that happened, I was worried.
Tenzin's dad hopes will make their community safer.
Hope the city will do something.
And the city did do something. Adams County commissioners recently approved new funding to put in speed bumps out here. But they still need sign-off from 75% of the neighborhood. If that happens, they hope to install the speed bumps by the end of the year. Reporting live in Adams County tonight, Jennifer Kovaleski, Denver 7.
It is Halloween. This is no trick, though. Our Broncos probably feel like they've seen a few monsters lately.
Yeah, that was ugly. The day after that ugly loss to Kansas City, we're hearing from Coach Vance on what went wrong and how he's going to fix it.
And we got a big surprise and an even bigger check for this amazing teacher at Grandview.
Really, there's no other way to describe the Broncos game last night other than ugly.
No, I felt like they kept playing with my emotions. Sports director Lionel Bienvenu joining us. I didn't want to give up hope, but lots of Tuesday quarterbacking going on today.
Well, Teresa, Shannon, Tuesday's quarterback will not be Wednesday's quarterback. As of right now, Vance Joseph has not made a change, but change is coming tomorrow when the players report back to Dove Valley. I brought props here. Paxton Lynch, the successor? No, not yet. Joseph said today Paxton is not ready. Only 3 days of practice last week, coming back from a shoulder injury. Brock on? Yes, Brock on is back on, starting tomorrow. This change is needed and necessary after Trevor's performance last night in Kansas City. The quarterback has to protect the ball, but he threw 3 interceptions against the Chiefs. Broncos turned it over 5 times and lost 29-19. That's 3 losses in a row, and the season is quickly getting away from him. Again, Vance said nothing will be done today, but with Trevor, the 29th rated passer in the league, 9 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, it's terrible and cannot continue the way it is. Listen to Vance today. This is a long piece of his press conference, but it tells the story of what's to come this week.
When you watch your starting quarterback make 20 or 25 amazing throws, amazing checks, and 3 horrific interceptions, that's when it becomes an issue because, in your heart, he can play better. He can play better because those 3 balls he threw, you just can't throw. But the 20-plus plays he made in the 3rd and 4th quarter, man, it keeps you excited about the guy. So that's the issue. But again, it's about results, okay? And we haven't had them. We've lost 3 games in a row. Again, yesterday with 4 turnovers. So end of the day, it's about results. It's not about, how he's played. It's the end result that we're not getting. and it's not good.
I think a change is coming. From
Yeah,
listening
I
to
mean,
Vance
for him,
Joseph
because
right
he has
there.
been such a defender of Simeon no matter what.
He
And
has,
for him,
but-
those are harsh words.
Right, but it's time. You've reached the breaking point.
Gave
right
him a
now.
fair shot.
3 losses in a row. If you lose this Sunday in Philly, you're 3-5, and then you're in trouble. I'm not saying Brock's going to do the job, but a change is
we'll
needed.
See. All right,
For sure.
much more throughout the evening. Thanks, Lon.
Well, the skies went over to mostly sunny this afternoon, but the winds are going to be the big story coming up. This is a time lapse up at Loveland. Skiers enjoying themselves, but you can see the snow blowing over the Continental Divide this afternoon. Some strong jet stream winds coming into the state, and so the result is going to be a pretty windy time coming up along the Front Range, especially just to the west of the Denver area. Look at the winds on this wind forecast. The brighter colors, 20 to 30 miles per hour. That's at 6 o'clock tonight. But see those reds coming here? That's 40, even up to 50 miles per hour. Right along the Continental Divide and just to the east, western parts of Boulder County, Larimer County, Clear Creek, Gilpin County, down into parts of Jefferson County for tomorrow. They really get screaming tomorrow afternoon. So if you're on the west side of the metro area, especially west of Sheridan Boulevard, very strong winds expected. For this evening, nothing to worry about too much. Partly cloudy, as we've been saying, cool for the evening, kind of cool out there. 45 at 6 o'clock, 38 by about 8 p.m. for trick-or-treat time. 52 was the high, 26 kind of a frosty, bit slick early this morning. Right now in Denver, the temperatures are in the low 50s, the pressure falling slightly, and the winds are out of the south at 13 miles per hour. Storm system moved from southwest Colorado across the state, but now with this low to the north of us, the strong winds are going to develop on the south side of that, and that's what's going to come through along the Front Range and along the foothills for tonight and for tomorrow. It's also going to bring warmer temperatures. We're going to see those readings only in the upper 30s for tonight. A little bit colder up toward the Greeley area. In the South Platte Valley, some of those readings will drop down into the upper 20s, but most areas stay much milder, especially Broomfield and Highlands Ranch and Boulder staying in the 40s overnight. And then tomorrow, strong winds, but much warmer temperatures. 50s in the mountains, but you want to bundle up if you're heading up there because the wind chill is certainly going to be noticeable. 70s expected with those gusty winds on the plains across the state. Might even see an 80 coming up at Lamar for tomorrow. So we really had those temperatures bouncing all over the place. Partly cloudy tonight, becoming windy. West 15 to 30, the low at 38 degrees. For tomorrow, the high temperature 72. Mostly sunny, windy, and warm, but those strong winds, especially on the west side of the metro area. Looking ahead, some pretty good looking weather. Slightly cooler, but nice.